Alita, battle angel. I don't know what Alita's theme song is, so I make you one up. Alita, battle angel. Mark and I actually made a comment like, we were surprised not to hear more like Daft Punk or something in this movie. Or in the bar scene where she's fighting like Ballroom Blitz playing or something like that. And the band in the back, everyone, I gotta stop because they're gonna flag me or they're gonna not allow me to monetize this video. It happened when I did the Dylan Fights Like Gaston. It's like, yeah, no, you got because you're technically performing a song, you can't monetize that. Darn it. Well, I could probably get it reviewed, but I don't make money off the channel yet, and probably won't for some time, so it's not worth it. Point being, though, Alita Battle Angel. I never read the manga. I never saw the little OVA. Mark's a big fan of the manga. Mark really enjoys this property. And me and him both agreed. There are some problems. Nothing serious, but there are some problems with the film. This is the best live-action manga to live-action adaptation. This is the best adaptation to movie wow, what's the word? Animated live-action adaptation. Why was it so hard for me to say that? Of a manga property. This was actually, we really had a good time with this movie. It does feel long. What's the length of this movie? It's, come on, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Alright, that's what I thought it was after I checked the showtime. I mean, it felt longer, but we went in on a pretty late show, so that probably made us feel like it was just dragging. And I'll say this, getting the pros and cons right up. We're going to go with the cons, because there aren't a lot of cons in my mind, but there are a couple. Despite the fact it's 2 hours and 2 minutes, I do feel like it's taking too much time on something. Like, there is the relationship between Hugo, who is the love interest to Alita, and Alita. It's nice. It's a nice relationship. It's supposed to be. It's in there in the manga. But at the same time, like, I'm liking this, but I'm not liking this. At first, I didn't know exactly why it was both not working for me and working for me, where I was getting, like, just a paradoxical moment there. And then I kind of thought on it a little bit. I'm like, ultimately, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't ultimately go anywhere because it goes to the standard tropes of the liar revealed. It goes to, now there is a twist. I mean, if you this manga, this property is over 20, 30 years old minimum. So, but for those of you who have not seen the movie, I'm not going to spoil it. There is a plot relevant scene, I suppose, with these two that involves someone's life is on the line and something is done to save someone. But where they take it at the end of near the end of the movie, I'm like, Mark said that was in the manga. I'm like, okay, but at the same time, you need to adapt things. Because Mark hopes this is going to do really well. He likes to believe it. He thinks the foreign markets are really going to help it. And I've seen the foreign market box office so far. It already does have 35 million overseas, which is good. But so did the Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell was a pretty solid, pretty faithful adaptation. But that problem is sometimes being too faithful can hurt you because you're going to get so dense in the material. Like, unless you know the material, people aren't necessarily going to immediately understand what's going on. Or scenes are just not going to play out as well in the movie that you need a certain level of adaptation. Some things you need to change. I feel like that you could have changed that just because there's a fake out and then things are resolved. I don't want to spoil it because I'll try not to spoil too much. That's something I'm not going to spoil. What happens? I just feel like it's like, so what we just went through was kind of pointless. Like, literally, what just happened with this character here and where it ends up was all pointless. But that's one negative. I will also say that while all the actors actually do a really good job, was it really necessary to have Mahershala Ali in here? Because, I mean, ultimately, what does Mahershala Ali... I mean, yes, he adds a lot of credibility and weight and authority when he's in a movie. But what does this character... Because this character is kind of the bad guy. He's Vector. Vector's the name of the bad guy. But the actual bad guy is not seen in the movie till the very end. He's basically that surprise bad guy revealed. And we never actually even hear the real... The bad guy's name is Nova, and he basically possesses individuals to talk through him, because he's pretty much... He's like, I see everything, and blah, blah, blah. Look, I get that, but why Mahershala Ali? I'll admit, I haven't seen everything Mahershala Ali has done. Like, I have not seen Moonlight, which won Best Picture last year. I'll admit, I have not seen that movie. But I hear he's great in it. I can't actually remember. I'll have to, give me a second. Yeah, did Mahershala Ali win an Oscar for that? I know he got nominated. Did he win an Oscar for that? Yeah, he won the Oscar for that, for God's sake. So, and I loved the Green Book, and he's great in season 1 of Luke Cage. I love seeing Mahershala Ali show up. He right now, he's one of my favorite current actors right now. Like, let me actually get his history of what has Mahershala Ali been in, because I'm relatively new on Mahershala Ali, so I don't know how long he's been around in film. He's got acting credits in 43 different things. He's in True Detective season, the newest season. He got his first big break on a movie called Crossing Jordan, playing Dr. Trey Sanders. His first movie role, Making Revolution. I think that was a documentary. His first legitimate movie, like he did a lot of TV. He was in A Curious Case of Benjamin Button as Tizzy. And then, that's right. He was in Predators. How could I forget he was in Predators? Yeah, he was the Somalian Death Squad guy. Oh, yeah, he was cool. I liked him in that. And then he was in the Siege Alcatraz, Place Beyond the Pines. His career really started to hit off once we got into the 2010s. He was also in Alphas, which was an underrated series. Ghost Sisters, Supremacy, Hunger Games Part 1 and 2, House of Cards, Kicks, Free State of Jones, Moonlight, The Realest Real, Luke Cage, Roxanne. Basically, his career really started to hit it off in the 2010s. And look, Mahershala Ali is a class act, and he's good in the movie. He's great in the movie, honestly. But he just doesn't really do anything. Because, yes, he's portraying... what do we get for the character? He's just a businessman. He just trying to make a living. He's seedy. People die because of him. But ultimately, he's just a pawn. And yeah, I didn't see the point of Mahershala Ali. I mean, like, you could have had, if you want to have an actor of similar, color or presence, like, you got a Wesley Snipes in there. It wouldn't have made any difference. You could have had, an actor of similar age, presence. Hell, you could have had a Ron Perlman. I think a Ron Perlman could have been cool like that. But ultimately, I think that's the problem, with the character and how it's used. Any actor can do a good job. Like, when he's possessed, he's still doing a good job. Absolutely. But the character itself isn't that important, ultimately. That's the thing. The character is not ultimately that important. So any actor, good or bad, it's just not going to be an important character. So that's another little problem I had. Like I said, the narrative and Mahershala Ali, I think, was a little underused. But where the film really, first off, visually, this film is fantastic to look at. It's just beautiful to look at. And I will say this. The issue I had with Alita for the longest time, I didn't have that problem in the movie. Now, they do explain it by giving her a slightly different origin from what we can tell. Why, first off, she has big eyes, but no one else does. It's actually kind of, not explained, but you can derive it's because of where she comes from. The actress, Rosa Salazar, who I knew from the Maze Runner series, and I always liked her character in the Maze Runner series. I loved this girl. This girl has the potential to really be a breakout star. I mean, what else does she have coming up soon? But because a lot of what Alita has to do isn't simply like verbal dialogue. It's a lot of like when we first see Alita wake up, it's all about her facial, her trying to process what's going on and understand things, and it's just a lot of more or less silent facial visual. I ate that up, and then when you actually get into her dialogue and um you know, her relationships with people, you see the relationship before. You see that despite the fact she was made as a warrior, and she was made as a warrior, there is someone beyond that. There is a person, there is a human being in there. And Hugo, her boyfriend, uh, 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 so he says at one point, it's like you're, it's like she, you know, it's that it's she, they actually finally have an intimate moment, and they're like, no, they actually want to be together. And she's like, does it bother you that I'm not human? You see it in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler or anything. It's like, you are the most human person I know. And it's like, you can just, and when she says that, he says that, you see the look, you see how happy something like that it makes her when she hears it. And it's there's both just a natural sweetness and like ability about her, but also when she needs to be a badass, she's a badass. Like, and I mean, the character itself is a badass, so I knew that going in she was going to be a badass. But like, she sold that on her face. Like, I actually bought that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm digging everything with her. Christoph Waltz, it's nice to see him back in something. It's been a while since he's been in something. What was the last thing he was in? Was it Big Eyes? Was there Big Eyes? Luckily I've got IMDb here, so I can let you know if it was Big Eyes or not. What was the last thing he was in? 1 second. Sorry for the wait here. Okay, the last thing he was in was Downsizing. Oh, that's right. He was in Downsizing. Oh, and then, yeah, he was in Tulip Fever. I remember he was in that. The Legend of Tarzan. He was. Christoph Waltz is never bad, but you can underuse him or misuse him. He was misusing that. He was also he was Blofeld. I remember that. Big Eyes, Horrible Bosses 2, misused in that. Though he had a few good lines. Oh yeah, he was just in Muppets Most Wanted. But ultimately, yeah, and he's going to be in a movie called Georgetown coming out unannounced. Point being, the Zero Theorem. Huh? What's the Zero Theorem? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. It was nice to see him actually be utilized, because Christoph Waltz is one of those guys who can be both really intimidating, but even when he's intimidating and creepy and horrifying, he is he's still likable. But you want to like him because he's likable, and because he's just so charming and likable, so you want to immediately like him. So when he's playing a good guy, you immediately are more endeared to him, and therefore, because he's a man who we get a backstory that he lost his daughter. Who that's I mean, I'm not gonna spoil everything, but a little spoilers here and there. His daughter was Alita, because Alita forgot her name, doesn't know her name, so he gave her the name Alita, which was actually the name of his daughter. And the body he initially gives her was the body he was going to give for his daughter, who couldn't walk. So it's one of those things that you see the actual father-daughter relationship form with them. And what's really compelling about that is, even though he sees what she's capable of, that she can handle herself, defend herself, he still doesn't want her going out because he cares about her. He basically sees the daughter he lost in her in some ways. Even though he even says to his ex-wife, our daughter's dead. Look, she's not coming back. So it's amazingly well done, the relationship there. The relationship she has with Hugo, great. The relationship she has with that little dog. Oh man, what happens to the dog is sad. But then Mark pointed out the character that pops up. I can't remember. Do they have his name here? They have that. Oh, come on. They don't. Okay, they have the names of these characters, but wait a minute, Jeff Fahey, McTeague. Tell me that I may have gotten it right. Hold on. Yeah. he is, I can't remember his name, but his full name, but he's like the master of the dogs or something, or the master of the hounds. He's this, because all these like bounty hunters like cyborg enhanced guys and stuff like that. So he's a cyborg enhanced like cowboy with these German Shepherd cyborgs, but he's just but he's but he's actually, apparently, according to Mark, like he's a serious badass, and he has a moment too where he just sicks the dogs on a character, and it's awesome. So, I mean, the effect, like I said, the effects work is great. The action sequences are fantastic. Like, this is an intense movie to watch. This is. And I will say this, too. We were forced to see this in 3D. The 3D was not bad in this movie. I don't like seeing movies in 3D if I can avoid it, but if I have to, I do want the 3D to be good. So... yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I say it's a little too long. They probably could have edited a little bit out of it. Probably could have melded the story a bit better, like with the relationship. And they probably could have adapted a couple things. That's my big complaint. And Mahershala Ali, I just feel was, I think any good actor probably just would have been wasted as that character. Particularly what ends up happening with the character in the end. But look, the actions are great. The effects are fantastic. I think the characters are quite good. The story the narrative structure could use a little work, sure, but ultimately I think that it's not a big deal. So what would I give it? Ooh, it's not perfect. I will go 8.5 out of 10. I think I said at one point I was going to stop rating, but screw it, I'm rating it still 8.5 out of 10. I really did like this movie. Would I go see it again? I'd consider it if I had some friends who didn't see it or hadn't seen it and want to see it. I definitely would do that. I don't know if this is like one of those, like an Infinity War or an Aquaman or something like that, or Venom, where I could probably see myself seeing it again on my own. Like, there's very few times where I will just go and see a movie again on my own. But a lot of the time, I will go and see it with a friend who hasn't seen it just to give myself an excuse to go see a movie again. But very rarely do I go see a movie repeatedly on my own. I believe I did that, though, with Avengers Infinity War. I did it with the first Iron Man, the first Avengers, Age of Ultron. Done it with a lot of the Marvel movies. And I think I've done it with Star Wars once or twice, too. But it's usually something that's just a big... it's usually something that's just a... It needs to be a big film that I was looking forward to and met my expectations. For trailers, I can't remember all of them because I left my notebook in the other room. But I know we got Shazam. I'm waiting for a new trailer, but I'm looking forward to Shazam. I am. Did we? No, we didn't get Spider-Man Far From Home. Shazam. We got the Tolkien trailer. Mark wanted me to note that because he didn't know what the hell that was, and then he realized what it was, and he's like, what is it? Oh, I am okay with this. And like, yeah, make a note of that one for me. He's like, yeah, Mark likes that one. And you know what? That was the first time I'd actually sat and watched the Tolkien trailer. It was a good trailer. Nothing amazing. It's short too, but it's a good trailer. Oh crap! What else did we have? We had Men in Black International, MIB International, as we all joked. How come every time my London Bridge wanna go down? So yeah, Men in Black International. I'm looking for it. I'd like a different trailer, but it's still ways off. I'm not rushing it or anything like that. Crap! I flipped it again, didn't I? Shit. Well. How the hell do I keep doing that? That's the question I want to know. How am I doing that? What did I press to make it flip? That's what I want to know. I have no idea. Wait, nope. Or I'll fix it later. How the hell did I do that? Yeah, because I clicked. I clicked the mouse hit something, and it clicked. So what did I do to? I will figure you out, goddammit. I will figure you out. Anywho, I could get up the list of movies and then figure out what actually showed up, but oh god, I'm trying to remember. There was at least one. We had because I remembered 3 of them at least, which is impressive on my own. But there was at least 2 or 3 other ones. And my mouth's a little crooked. Now I'm just pretty much just running out the clock here. It's like, he's like, oh, You know, you're dragging, you're not interesting. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember and give a thought on something here. Just give me a second. Yeah, I don't think we got a Marvel trailer at all. I don't think we got anything. Oh wait, we got Aladdin. That's right, because it's not the new trailer, it was the previous trailer, but it was in 3D. And I will say this: I think Aladdin's going to be good. I have some minor issues with the genie look as well, or the genie effects as well with Will Smith. First off, anyone who's actually whining at Will Smith, don't whine at Will Smith. Will Smith didn't do anything for the design. Whine at the guys who actually made the design and the effects. But also understand the effects probably aren't done yet. So, yeah, God, this is like highlighting the fact that my mouth is kind of crooked. Yeah, I'm actually noticing my mouth kind of goes a bit more up there than it does here. Huh. Anyway, yeah, it's the people who actually do the effects work on the genie that you would, I guess, be upset with. But don't be upset with it. That's the first time we saw Will Smith's genie. The movie's still 3 months away. They have time to touch it up, okay? So just relax. But I will say this. It was the only trailer we had that was in 3D. And the 3D was really good on it. Like the sand dunes was good. The Cave of Wonders looked really good. So the effects work was really good on it for 3D. And it reminded me we got the Uglyville trailer too. Ugly Dolls. Oh, that movie hurts me. Hey, but I may end up seeing it. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I have to work. Schedule change, so I'm not going to be seeing any extra movie this weekend. I might see something on Tuesday. But hopefully I don't get snowed out again. But next week will be How to Train Your Dragon 3. So there is that. Yeah, but anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel. Put in the comments below. Let me know. I'll do a review of it at some point. So, yeah, and ideas for who would win, all that. Sorry, I'm not running on a lot of sleep because I went to work for 9 a.m. and got to bed at like 2, and it was waking up periodically because my body. Let's end this with a little fun note about me. My body is so good at getting me up in the morning that it's too good. Because if I know I have to be up in the morning, I cannot sleep from a certain time to another time. Even if I had an alarm set, my body will just wake me up at random intervals and be like, oh, what time is it? What time is it? What time is it? It'll do that. I'm one of those people that I never had to use an alarm to get myself up. My parents were always able to get me. I'll just say time to get up for school, and then I got up. So that's ingrained in my body now that I'm able to get up on my own, which I guess is a bonus. Don't have to be woken up by an alarm. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks next time. Have a good one, folks.